Another day, another trade. The Seahawks moving talented edge Darrell Taylor to the Chicago Bears for a 2026 sixth-round pick. It's a move that has some Seahawks fans a little bit in wonderment, a little bit concerned about the edge depth for this upcoming season for your Seahawks, but I do think that this was a move that you could see coming down the line, much for the same reasons as the Michael Jackson trade that they undertook yesterday. In Darrell Taylor, you have a player that is only under 1 year of club control. He is not likely to be part of the long-term plan. One of the prerequisites for Mike Macdonald's defenses is that his edges have got to set what he calls hard edges. And what he means by that is that I need you to go mano-a-mano against that tackle or against that tight end. I need you to root down. I need you to protect your outside shoulder and not let the running back get past that on a run play and force everything else back inside. Well, anybody that's watched Darrell Taylor throughout his time here in Seattle can tell you that that's not really his game. He's got some talent as a pass rusher, but he doesn't give you anything as a run defender. And so his days were going to be numbered here under the new coach because he's missing the main gift he looks for in his edge players. As well, in Taylor, you have a guy who was going to make $3.1 million. So you're spending $3.1 million for a guy and just what he does then as a situational pass rusher. And I know he has some claim to fame with some Seahawks fans as being a really good pass rusher, but he has been more hit or miss during his time period here in Seattle in that way, not as consistent as he sometimes gets from a reputation standpoint. To me, he's a little bit like a streaky shooter in basketball, where he's hot, it looks great, but he goes cold for very, very long stretches of games and collections of games at that. Taylor was a former second-round pick that the Seahawks had to move up into the second round to select, so they had to give up a third-round pick and the second-round pick he costed to get him. They brought him in here thinking in that first year that he was going to be able to supply some instant pass rush and help out that kind of undermanned unit during that time. Unfortunately, Taylor was having a rod removed out of his leg from a broken leg he suffered during that final year in Tennessee, and that removed his whole rookie year for your Seattle Seahawks. Couldn't get out on the field once. Came back that next year, and he kind of started out a little bit on fire. Had a couple of sacks through the first few games. He looked like he was going to be the guy they thought he was when they picked him. And then he ran into the Steeler game, had a little bit of a neck injury thing that popped up, and he just wasn't the same for the rest of that season. He has had some moments here and there, and 2 years ago, I think he was our highest graded rusher by PFF with a 70 grade, but that was on a team that did have a lot of really good pass rushers, so he had to kind of put that a little bit in perspective. And so this is a move to me that makes a lot of sense. You're saving that $3 million. You can go now and put that in another place if you want to. Do you want to go out there and make a trade out on the open market around the trade deadline to go get another pass rusher? And maybe at that time, you can actually go get a better pass rusher than what you had here in Taylor. And if I was to guess, I think that's probably what John Schneider's thinking here, is I can take that $3 million and whether I'm signing a guy off the street or whether I'm making a trade with another team down the line on this, I can improve that fourth edge position while making this move at the same time and picking up some future draft capital. So it's going to be hard for me not to look at this move and say nothing but good here, much like the move yesterday. You got something for an asset that you were probably going to have to give up for nothing here, maybe potentially in another week. The Seahawks probably like what they have in Nelson Cesar, the kid out of Houston. He's much cheaper, and then he is under club control for the next couple of years if they do want to keep him. So that's the other part that comes into factor here. So it is a little bit of a loss, a little bit of a ding, but let's keep in mind that we've got three strong guys in Hall, Uchenna, and Boye Mafe in that mix and rotation right now so far. Draymond Jones has said that he's been told he's going to be 50-50 between playing inside and outside. So you got enough guys to fill up the snaps there off the edge, at least in the interim. And again, don't toss away the notion that maybe down the line here they go out there and they make another move, and that pass rusher they bring in is actually a fairly significant upgrade over what you have in Darrell Taylor. My name is Brandon Kane. This is the Hawks Nest. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe. But beyond all that, don't you ever forget, go Hawks.